Like,
Well, Mona's joined us today.
Yes. It's my lucky day.
Yeah. I think it's
Get
our
to
lucky.
be a new member, I think.
I like having some more female company, so.
Okay, just got to record. Let's see. Okay, you're live. Thanks.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Government Operations meeting for Tuesday, January 4th. We're doing this via Zoom today. First order of business, public comment. I don't believe we have anyone in the queue. If so, correct me otherwise, but otherwise we will go on to item 3, the approval of the minutes from December 6th meeting. We have a motion.
A motion to approve the minutes from the December 6th regarding the Government Operations Committee.
I'll second the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Great, okay. Got to item 4 on the agenda, update on the town buildings with our facilities director, Phil Sear. Good evening, Phil.
hello. So, top of the list, Firehouse 3 roof. When I wrote this, it was 90% done, but since then, we're 100% complete. So I'm anticipating the invoice, and I'll be signing them off and setting it up.
Great.
The project went well. Obviously no snow, so that was a good thing, getting this late in the year. But overall, job well done. The library outside smart lockers are installed and done. I think that was completed just after our last meeting. And then the senior center bathrooms, still in progress, made some good headway. The sewer lines have been obviously connected. The trenching has been filled. The tile is back down, and the contractor was able to open up the ramp for today. So it's a full operational ramp right now, connecting the two buildings. The men's room was minimal damage. Very, very little, just a trap on a sink that they have to replace. But we're going to be repainting inside. So 3/4 of the wall from the floor up is tile, and then there's a quarter section all the way around, and that's what we're going to paint sometimes this week, and then do a thorough cleaning, and then that room will be 100%. The ladies' room. They had again minimal damage, which it was kind of nice. The job went pretty well, pretty smooth. So inside the ladies' room on the back wall where the stalls are, they had to remove sheetrock from the floor about 3 feet up across the back, about 10 feet, to expose the wall to replace and reroute the sewer lines from the toilets. He's currently sheetrocking it now. Tile, replacement tile is similar to what's there. It's not exact, but it's very, very close. That's about a week out as far as it coming in. So once it comes in, they'll replace the tile, and then they'll be able to put all the fixtures back, toilets and the partitions. There's a set of sinks. So as soon as you walk in the door, there's a wall. On the other side of that wall is 2 sinks, and to intercept the drain line was a minimal hole of maybe 2 feet wide, probably 2 feet high, which they were able to chip and hammer into the trench. Again, minimal damage. We just have to replace the first 2 feet by 10 feet of tile inside the bathroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue the hallway tile, the dark brown, just into that small space, and then we'll have a complete tiled floor, in that area. But that's again, we'll be probably waiting for the tile anticipating it completely done by the end of January and opened and for use. And that's what I have.
Phil, the ramp is open up, right?
Yes,
So you can walk from the old town hall into the new community center.
correct. Yep.
Going outside.
Yep, the custodians are now actually cleaning it, machine clean the ramp. And then they're gonna actually start painting in the men's bathroom. So by the end of the week, it should be pretty much set, and we'll just wait for the ladies' room to be completed before we open them all. And so that's what I have for projects ongoing. The upcoming projects, I put down learning of some funding, possible funding that we can use. We have VAV box controllers, and it's slated for replacement because they're no longer made, so they're obsolete. So if they go down, we have to buy brand new. And in order to buy a brand new and replace it with brand new, is we have to also rewire it. So there's quite a few of them in the town hall. Let me see. I'm sorry. Town hall, we have, I want to say 55 of these VAV box controllers. And the police department, unfortunately, has that same system, so it's the same controllers. And they have 25 VAV boxes to replace. Again, I'm not sure if this is the time and place as far as overall cost. The other possibility is an ultraviolet system. And then the ultraviolet system would eliminate airborne germs in a ventilation system. So talking to an engineer today, the system that looks promising can do two things for us. One is to kill the airborne germs through the system, and the other is also to clean our coils. And if I can briefly explain what a coil is, think of your radiator in your car and the fins that go, that go up and down. You have water that goes through that. Okay, well, the same in a ventilation system, either the cooling system or the hot water system. And what the ultraviolet lamps and heat can do is actually clean these coils. So each year we have to use chemical and water and wash it down. Well, this would save us from having to do that. And I guess how it works is the ultraviolet prevents the film that gets caught in the fins, which collects dust, okay, which causes a blanket effect. So when it's blocked, there's no air that goes through, and it affects the efficiency of the system. Again, two potential projects with the funding.
And are they are the two projects kind of related to each other? Like if you're going to do them, you do them together, or are they
No,
independent?
it's actually two separate system components, if you will. They could certainly be done at the same time, but you don't need one to get the other one done.
Right. And I know you say you're working on costs. At what point do you think you'll have costs to share?
Well, I have ballpark. So John and Mona, so go ahead.
Mhm. Yes, go ahead.
So the top bullet point, that's the VAV controller replacements. It's again a ballpark cost, and it would only involve the town hall and the police department. Is $125,000. So that no matter we're
Phil?
going to be, yep,
For both buildings, 125?
correct.
Thank you.
So that, we need the controllers. What happens is if the controllers go down, we are not able to control airflow. And if it breaks down with the baffle closed, it will not get airflow, and airflow will affect the quality of air, the condition of the room, and how to temp it correctly. So if we have a multiple amount of those down, it can affect it can affect a large area, not the whole area, not the whole building, but and of course, again, the controllers that are here, that are in now, the new ones, the wire that's wired to the new ones are not compatible, so we have to rewire it. So that's a lot. That's really a lot of the cost because it's labor. But, it's something that's gonna have to get done. Whether the attempt originally was to try to do it in-house, 6 at a time, but it'd take us a while. But this would be a great opportunity using this funding if we could.
And how, roughly, what's the age of the existing controllers? I mean, then obviously, but roughly
20 years.
speaking.
Well, here in the town hall is 20 years old. That's how the building is. PD is more like, it's 16 years old. I think that was completed 2005, 2006 in 2 different phases.
And Mona, this would qualify for under the ARP rules?
Right. This would actually be a perfect candidate because they like to look at, the HVAC issues and the clean air and ventilation and so forth. So it'd actually be a perfect candidate for that funding.
Great. Okay.
It would look like both projects would be.
Correct. Yes, and with the ultraviolet being, the germ control and the eliminating the airbornes, both would be.
Great.
So the second bullet, the cost of that, a little more expensive, because it's it's an expensive system to put in, even though the system's been around for quite a few years. But because of COVID, the industry is really trying to get these type of systems sold to large buildings, commercial buildings. I see it as the thing to do, going forward, because I don't think, COVID's not going away, and it's not going to go away soon. So again, this money could help us, along. The cost of that is again ballpark, 210,000. But that would include the town hall, senior center, community center, police department, and library. Probably the two most important areas or buildings, if you will, would be the library and the community center, because of the amount of people that you can introduce to the building. But the cost of that is for, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings, 4 buildings, I'm sorry.
And what about the school buildings? Do they have the same issue, or do they have something in place already as far as this goes? Or
I don't know. I can't really speak of the schools because it's not under my
Right.
jurisdiction.
I don't think the schools are doing anything with that ultraviolet, but in past few years, they replaced the air conditioning system at Griswold Middle School and the high school, of course, and of course Mosier. And then they're working on West Hill now. And then the next project's going to be Stevens to put in more of a central air conditioning system at that school, as opposed to they have a number of window air conditioners in the classrooms.
Okay. Okay. So, Phil, is there a way to get kind of more concrete detail pricing on these so we can bring this up in finance and town council meetings as far as funding and goes, or are these numbers good enough to use at this point for allocating?
Well, I would say the first bullet point of 125,000. That's probably closer to reality than it is, ballpark, but it's, it may be a little high, but yeah, we can sharpen the pencil if that's what, I need to do.
Yeah, just so we have an idea how much, if we want to, think about doing this with the ARP money, because we need to have a resolution at the council level, how much we're going to allocate.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
as long as we have something, we usually go a little bit higher just to, in case
Right.
there's some cost, but just so we kind of have a
Yep.
good idea what we should be thinking about.
Yes, I can, I could double down, get a sharper picture.
Phil, is there any other costs associated with it? Like, do you need any consultants or?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to have drawings. So an engineer will have to be pulled in. If we get an exact amount, we would have to pull them in before I even present it. Because it would be more detailed, if you will. But I can see what I can do as far as trying to hone these numbers, but it could still go either way as far as the amount. But I don't think a whole lot.
So John, Mayor, do we want to try to have something to present at our January council meeting on this front? Is that the goal?
I think it'd be wise to present it with the understanding that it could cost, as Phil says, ballpark, maybe 125 for the VAV, but then for some professional engineering services, it could be an additional cost of, I don't know, 15 to 20,000. So we could say the project could run about 150,000. And then Phil can finalize those numbers over the next, maybe over the next few weeks, and have something more firm in the February meetings, in one of the February meetings.
Okay.
I think if we go with a ballpark of 140, 150 for the VAV, which seemed to be, maybe that's more of a priority number one. And then number two would be that ultraviolet system, which, Phil, are you recommending do all 4 buildings, or do at least the 2 most popular ones as far as tracking?
It would be, if I was to count them 1 through 4, yeah, it would be library in the community center, town hall, and NPD.
I mean, my guess is at that point, you'd probably just do them all, but we'll see where we are with our funding, how much we have left, but. Okay. Any questions for Phil on this?
One quick question. I don't know if I understood this correctly, but you said there was a third system or other system with clean coil and ultraviolet together.
Well, there's a, as far as what I wrote down for this meeting, no, it's just an ultraviolet system. There are 2, there can be, and I'm zeroing this down only because of the benefits of it also cleaning coils. There is another VAV MAC system, they call it. This one I was just talking about is a mod system. They have a MAC system, but that is more so for like hospitals, operating rooms and that sort of thing, where you need to have 99% ability to kill germs. I just don't think that, that is really what we need here, or, what we can achieve. Hospital is just a different animal, as far as, a commercial building.
Thanks.
I don't have any questions. Phil is very thorough as usual.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that covers everything in section 4. So thanks, Phil, for that. Item 5, update on school buildings, Stevens School HVAC project.
Yeah, these are more in the planning stages by the Board of Ed. They're looking to, I think I mentioned earlier, put like more of a complete indoor air conditioning system into Stevens, as opposed to the Windows machines that they have currently. And I think they're going out to try to get a consultant to help them price out this project. And then the second one is another project they're working on is doing similar to what they did at Stevens School, is replacing the roof at the Griswold Middle School, and I think the canopy. And I think they're working with their architect consultant that they used on the previous building to try to work up some plans and costs associated with it. But the roof replacement one would fall under that, excuse me, education building grant from the State Department of Education, where they could get probably 46% of the cost reimbursed by the state. So again, those are in the planning stages as of right now.
And the Stevens School HVAC project, would that qualify to use ARP money for?
I would say yes. And I'm not sure if they have that type of money available to them through the education department. But again, it'd be similar to what we're talking about doing at our town hall and police station.
So they have their own ARP funding that's distinct from what the town.
They might, because remember when we did the HVAC replacement at West Hill, they got I guess they call it an ESSA grant to help fund the cost of that project. So I'm not sure whether that type of money is still available or not, but it's a possible option. I'm not positive.
Okay.
And also when we transferred in the $1.4 million into this year from the ARPA for this year's general fund, any of that CIP money for this project, in a sense, is our application of our ARP money toward the project. So those type of things that are within our general fund adopted budget that are ARP related are, in a sense, contributing toward that.
Any questions on those two items? Okay. Moving on to old business. I guess it's more about the audits than the projects themselves. The Rock Hill High School renovated new and Mosier Intermediate School.
Both, no new news.
Okay.
No update.
I imagine, because hearing that the state's going kind of to a remote working for a little bit, or kind of on a voluntary basis. So is that going to maybe delay this even further at this point? Or
that, as well as changes in the organization, people coming and going, and maybe other projects taking a priority, and other than that, and probably working from home. I think they've been doing it for quite a while. So
yeah. Okay.
Another factor.
Okay. Any questions on those two items? Okay. Item 7, new business correspondence communications. Anything under that?
Nope, nothing there.
Okay,
No
and
bills.
no bills, right? So with that, here, a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Good
Thank
evening.
you.
Take care.
Good night now.
Bye.